Good evening and welcome to the Bitter Knitters podcast. It's Thursday, July 26, 2018. My name is Jacqueline. Arthur's here.
Hey.
And Ryan's here.
Hello.
So we're halfway through the summer. It's been miserably hot this summer in Toronto area.
Disgusting.
Yeah, and we're only halfway through the summer.
It's been very humid
Yeah.
over here in New York. Like, it feels like they want to kill me.
It's the first time, though, like, one of those farmers' almanacs has been right, in my opinion, though.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like, they were saying that this summer was going to be as hot as our winter was cold, and, I mean, it's been fucking hot.
The chicken bones were right.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken bones?
Yeah,
That's what the farmer's almanac do. They like throw chicken bones on the ground and they read the freaking dog poops and stuff, and that's how they get the weather prediction.
Is this a Haitian farmer's almanac?
I don't know. I thought this has been in Canada for a long time, but that's what they do. I'm not joking. Read up about how they do the farmer's almanac. That's what it is. It's like chicken bones and stuff.
It's straight voodoo. Like, you're telling me that it's fucking voodoo.
Yes.
Well, I will say, like, it's been very, I don't know if it's been like that in Canada, but in New York, it's been quite rainy and then cloudy, gray. It's been very much London
we
here.
only just got rain the last week. We were like pretty dry for a long time. My grass is still dead.
Yeah, same here.
And
My
then
lawn's not going to recover.
But then it's so humid. So, like, today I went out for a smoke break and whatnot while I was at work. Oh, holy fuck. I felt, it was, you know how, like, typically when you go inside, like, your house and it's AC, it's like, oh, wow, cool air. When I walked out, I was like, oh, my God, my skin is melting.
I hate that. No, and that's the thing, because even on the days it's not been humid, it's been hot as hell still.
Yeah.
So, like, the sun is still beating down on you, like, you know, trying to, like,
see, but give me the heat. Fuck off with that humidity nonsense.
I
like,
hate them both, but the humidity's awful.
You know what I mean? The sun is one thing. I can deal with that. It's hot, yeah, you know, but shade works. You throw that fucking humidity in there, that 30, 40, 50% humidity, there's no getting away from it. It's stuck to you. It's on you.
Yeah, and even if you have any kind of breathing problems, it's so hard to breathe. Yeah.
Well, I was just about to mention that to you guys. I had to, thank God, insurance, I had to pick up an inhaler because I could not breathe.
Yeah. It's a good idea to have one just around if you've ever had any breathing problems, because when those days come, right? They do.
I don't know. I have a breathing problem. It's called a pack-a-day fucking smoking habit.
Well, I don't smoke, and actually I have to say I haven't really had much need for my puffer very much the last couple of years, but there's, you know, very, very cold days where it's super, super dry in the winter. Yeah. That will set me off, and then of course in the really humid days.
The cold air doesn't bother me as much as this does. Like,
I had a really bad attack one time during the really deep cold.
Oh, I become manic. As for people who have like mental health issues, I guess, like, they understand what that means. Like, you become manic, you can't sleep. I've had issues where I cannot sleep because it's so hot.
Yeah. Well, it's hard. It's uncomfortable, and then the more you think about it, the more you focus on it. Yeah, it's a vicious cycle. That's what I'm telling you. This little window air conditioner, it's been a lifesaver for me, because I think I would be insane by now otherwise. Just be sitting naked in front of everybody in the neighborhood because it's so hot. So let's go on with our stories. And remember, it's only halfway through the summer. Let's get on with. I want to give a little update. There's a couple of them. This is my favorite story. I didn't send it to you guys, but airlines are cracking down now. They're sick of these emotional support animals that are not real emotional support animals or working dogs. It's time to get rid of them. They said that from 2016 to 2017, in 1 year alone, the amount of emotional support animals went from 481,000 to 751,000 just in 1 year. That's a 57% increase. And they're like, nope. I think they're going to focus on where the credentials are coming from, and they're going to make sure that people have all the right like vaccination and health stuff from veterinarians. Because
I know of three people personally who have self-diagnosed themselves, who now carry around these fucking chihuahuas as their personal support animals. No doctor ever said shit. There's no any basis of you actually needing this animal, but I self-diagnosed. I went out and bought the blue vest, and now there's nothing you can fucking.
And
say
that's
to
the
me.
thing. You can just buy that shit online.
Yep.
And it's not real. And that's
stupid.
and then if you try to complain to them, oh, my human rights are being violated, and I'm gonna call, Jesse Jackson and the Rainbow Coalition on you.
Southern Poverty Law Center. Fuck.
But yeah, that's the thing. And it's like all these people are like entitled and just want to have their fucking pet dogs with them. No. Stop it. Yeah. So, and you're not taking your peacocks, you're not taking your Komodo dragons, you're not taking your emotional support great white shark with you. Like, just cut it out. These people are ridiculous.
No, it's a little over the top. It truly is.
Can I just say, I know this person, I'm not going to say their name, out of respect, because I know them personally, who literally will fight anybody who is against their crazy dog, who they claim is a service dog, and they got it certified and everything, but this dog is vicious.
And that's the thing, a real service dog goes through like so much training because they're not going to bite you, because they've got a job to do. Their job is to guide you or to sniff at your epilepsy or whatever their thing is to do. Right?
Your epilepsy,
yeah, they can sniff out whether you're going to have a seizure or you're going into a diabetic coma. They have all kinds of jobs, not just, they help.
Not just seeing eyes.
They get paraplegics their drinks or their, whatever they need around their house. There's lots of jobs.
This is exactly what I've been saying, though, about the dangers of everybody just self-diagnosing themselves. You get a wave of fucking idiots that just, you can't argue them. You know what I mean? And I get it, I guess, like, to some extent, but, like, I mean, fuck, we're all depressed and we all have anxiety. It does not mean you get to fucking tow a tiger around. It doesn't, like, no,
exactly.
Sorry.
Well, go on.
Well, and your service dog, if your service dog is fucking, like Ryan was just saying, vicious and bites people, then it ain't a fucking service dog. It's your fucking pet that you're a shitty fucking pet owner of.
Yeah.
And should probably be either fucking taken away from you or fucking put down, depending on how fucking bad it is.
The asshole who brought the dog on the plane a couple months ago, and it bit somebody in their face, and they had to get stitches because that dog is not a service dog. It's not trained. It's just someone's pet, and it probably got scared on a plane or had anxiety, because that's what dogs do when they're not trained properly, and it lashed out.
Fucking dummies. I'm just the whole thing's just fucking stupid. And it's like everything else. You know what I mean? It's like the boy that cried wolf. You have so many people fucking taking advantage and exploiting a great fucking thing that now I have to look at everyone going, well,
because there's people who really do benefit, like people, like soldiers with PTSD. I'm not going to say that they don't have a real problem and that they need their emotional support dogs, but there's like, Betty Sue, who just likes to have her Pomeranian in her freaking lap.
Right? Somebody fucking man-spread a little too wide for her on the train once, and now she's just fucking shook.
Yeah.
Fucking carry. Oh, fuck, I hate people.
Yeah. I always wanted, and this is my ridiculous emotional support animal that I should be able to get because I have a problem. I don't know what it is yet, but you guys can diagnose me. I've always wanted, since I love my hair being played with, and I used to love, even when it was like lice inspection day, I loved when they would go through my hair and look through it. I want like a monkey that will just like pick through my hair. Because you always see monkeys picking through each other's hair.
I wanted emotional support lice, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we can arrange that for you.
No, that actually causes me distress. Okay, when there's lice in the house, I've had to deal with that many times.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do that. I know it's legal for us to own rhesus monkeys and whatnot.
Oh, really? I thought it wasn't. That's where they took
it is.
The IKEA monkey.
No, the IKEA monkey was taken because that's not a rhesus monkey. That thing was some baboon or another, which is it's going to grow to be one giant dangerous fucking animal.
Yeah.
Speaking
it was wearing clothes.
Speaking of rhesus monkeys, though, and I was just reading this the other day, and I mean, I'm really pumped on this. It is actually really cool. A troop of rhesus monkeys, I want to say in Mexico, somewhere in Central America, has just entered the Stone Age.
Oh, yes, I saw that.
So cool.
It's making its own stone tools. Not just picking up a stone and hitting something.
It's making
actually
tools.
Using to sharpen and stuff. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, it's completely off topic, but I seen that the other day and I was like, that's savage. Like I like
Planet of the Apes. Planet of the Apes.
So far now, with just after I seen that, and I kind of dived a little deeper into it. So there's now a troop of bonobos who are also somewhere in Africa that have entered the Stone Age, and there's a group of chimpanzees that have discovered cooking. So
they're cooking their meat?
Not meat. Vegetables. Oh. This group of chimps realized if they leave their fucking unripe bananas in this one spot in the sun, that it digests easier and they don't fucking get the diarrhea. So they're cooking their food. Gosh. Yeah, so we're watching evolution happen, which, you know, for me is just fucking crazy cool.
Point that to the freaking crazy fundies that don't believe in evolution.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. They're not no monkey fish frog.
So another nutcase who needs some education. Maybe he could go hang out with the chimpanzees and learn something. Alex Jones. He just got a whole bunch of videos yanked off of YouTube. That's a whole bunch.
4 videos of a guy who has millions of videos.
I guess. But he's also, because of that, he's been suspended from live broadcast for 90 days.
Yeah.
Alex Jones?
Yeah.
Because of the whole Sandy Hook shit.
Yeah. Well, he apparently, the ones that they're mad about was he mocked or spoke about some cartoon I've never even heard of, an animated drag queen cartoon called Drag Tots. Huh. He compared the creators to Satanists and criticized them and warned of divine judgment. That was one of them. And then the other one was he was making a video about the Muslims immigrating to Europe and stuff like that. So I guess it became maybe a little bit too racist for you.
Well, at that point, it's hate speech. But so reading up on this, though, Alex Jones has something around 10 million followers.
Yeah.
YouTube's not getting rid of him.
No.
They cannot, like, the traffic to his videos, even by other people cross-posting his stuff, is fucking astronomical. Even if it is people that are batshit crazy and believe it, or people that are like me that just want to fucking laugh hysterically.
Generating a lot of money for YouTube.
Right? Exactly. YouTube is not going to get rid of Alex Jones.
He has 2.4 million subscribers, but that's not, like Arthur said, people that just watch the videos.
That follow, right?
Or embed them on their website.
Exactly. Yeah. But yeah, no, the YouTube's not going to get rid of him. The 4 videos that they took down were, you know, some of his more hate-filled fucking shit.
And that these nutcases probably watch more than once anyway, too.
Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. But, I mean, it's about time. I mean, I've always kind of thought that we shouldn't allow conspiracy theorists free reign to spout off their craziness. You know, even though we are looking at them how we should as just psychopaths, you know what I mean? Like people that you should not put any weight into their words.
Yeah,
there's other idiots out there that
line into well, look, I didn't save the article and I didn't read the article, but I read the headline. This is on the other side. One of Elizabeth Warren's like rabid followers attacked a politician.
Yeah,
you know, not cool, people. Whether you agree or not cool. We don't attack people, and we don't get to get away with that.
I mean, I kind of understand the desperation of a lot of these people. You know what I mean? That feel like violence is the only answer. I do kind of understand. I can't say that I accept it because, I mean, again, like violence, just violence because you disagree with somebody is just not a smart fucking way to go.
Right.
You know, you're setting a precedent, a real bad precedent, and especially against, you know, a political side that has been fairly fucking like good at violence for a long time. You know, on the weekend I was talking to 2 people from Oakland. And we were talking about that, and they were saying how they get out and protest, and they were talking about going to this white power, you know, the anti-march. Right. And I said, I'm like, you have to understand, like, as much as you guys are prepared to defend yourselves, these guys, their entire life revolves around being violent. Like, they are only going for one reason only, which is violence, you know? And, and it goes the same for most of these kind of protests and shit. These people are going there with the expectation that violence is going to happen.
Because that's what's going to make the news. Right? That's what's going to send their message.
Exactly. But it's fucked up. And I'm actually kind of shocked that no one's really tried to go after Alex Jones in that kind of manner.
Yeah.
I am.
I mean, we know the lawsuit from the Sandy Hook parents have started, which is good. But it hasn't been as, universal towards him as it should be, I guess.
Yeah.
He really has had free reign for a long time.
Yeah, like freedom of speech. You know, you can't really stifle the guy. You know, I understand that, and I'm definitely not calling for violence against him. But I'm just really, I'm very shocked that through the years, with all the absolutely hateful things that he said, that nobody has kind of, you know, went at him. There's people threatening shit like that against fucking 45 all the time, but then you get someone like Alex Jones who like probably should, you know, have something happen to him so he stops peddling this fucking nonsense.
Yeah. Well,
people seem to not care, you know?
No, and when, like we've said many times, he's admitted in court that, you know, he's an actor.
Yeah, it's an act.
His followers don't care.
No, they don't. which is kind of nuts. You know what I mean? Like that's
extremely nuts.
There's a level of mental gymnastics on display during that is just, it's kind of unparalleled. To honestly look at this guy and be like, yeah, I know he says all the time that, it's just an act, but man, there's definitely a fucking pedophile ring happening at this pizza parlor. Like what?
Oh,
what?
God. Yeah. Yeah. It might be an act, but what he's saying is absolutely true. Yeah.
Oh, it's fucked, man. Fucking people.
Yeah, well, let's talk about more dumbass fucking people.
Yeah.
So we all hate and revile this Brock Turner, the Stanford rapist.
Oh, yeah.
So yesterday in a San Jose court, his lawyer now is, I guess he's trying to get this this conviction appealed or overturned, right? So he said that there wasn't any actual rape because there wasn't any intercourse. It was outer course. The lawyer is trying to say that Brock Turner still had his clothing on when he was caught engaging in, quote, aggressive thrusting upon the half-naked woman, and that therefore it wasn't a rape.
It's honestly a fair loophole, and please let me explain that.
Go ahead.
So I don't know how it's defined, how rape is defined there, but I know for a fact in the UK that rape is clearly defined as a penis entering a vagina unwanted, essentially, like forcefully. Right. So if there is no actual penetration, then it's not a rape. Now, I'm not fucking excusing, you know what I mean? It's something like that, but
it's still legally a sexual assault.
Exactly. It's a sexual assault, but it can't be classified as a rape. That's why in the UK, no men can be raped because a woman cannot penetrate you.
Right. Unless a man rapes you.
Well, even that, because it's clearly defined as a penis forcefully entering a vagina.
Oh.
So a man can't even rape another man.
Oh, that's
so I don't know about the laws there. I don't know how the laws are written, but just kind of a
well, they got weird laws there.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing too, right? Is like there is no clear-cut definition of anything anywhere. Yeah. I mean, especially when you talk about the states or what have you, where it's state by state.
Lawyers are always in there arguing and making new points and new precedents, right? This is what always happens.
This is where the frustration within someone like me lies, right? And let me just explain. Okay, I get it. There may not have been penetration, right? Because everything is alleged until,
exactly.
Proven everything that what really happened. But at the very least, this guy at least took advantage of somebody. It doesn't matter.
And he got stopped. Who knows if that, penis was going to enter a vagina eventually.
And that's it.
Well, part of what bothers me the most, I think, when we talk about someone's experience in a sexual case like this, is that we try to find definitions in it where people, I'm not saying this anything bad towards anybody at all, but we try to find definitions of stuff, and it's like almost like we're invalidating the victim or the alleged victim, because we also have to say that part, the alleged victim's trauma. You know what I mean? Like,
exactly.
This is what you call at its finest white privilege, because if this were a black guy, I don't think, you know what I mean? Like, remember the five guys that were
Central Park 5?
Central Park 5, yes.
Yeah, they were in jail a long time, and there was almost no evidence against them.
Evidence that it was them. Yeah. Like, this is kind of where my point is with a lot of stuff like this. It's just so sick. Like, how many times are we going to allow Brock Turner to appeal? How much you wouldn't bet that in 5 years he'll still be fucking appealing?
Well, that's the thing about court cases, right? You have rights and you do get to appeal. Sadly, you get to appeal. He's already served his time. Just go away, buddy. Go away. People know your name, and you'll always be considered a rapist.
You should be put on the sexual offender list. I'm sure he is, but it's just 100%. This is just disgusting to me. We're going to allow this guy to constantly appeal, and it kind of feels like for the victim, we're invalidating her claim.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, so here's my issue with it, and I do agree with what you're saying, Ryan. But it's there's two roads to go down. Do we go down the road of humanity, or do we go down the road of legality? Right now, to all of our humanity, that guy's a fucking monster.
Yeah.
Literally. But I am one for the law, and
and the laws should be protecting the innocent too. Right?
As much as I even hate hearing that he got off because his lawyer lawyered the fuck out of it, even if the lawyer that lawyering the fuck out of it included a bribe to his dad's judge buddy, you know what I mean? Like, the fact of the matter is it was legal, Now, I do agree with what you're saying. Is it does invalidate this woman, you know, which is fucking sad. Like, it's so sad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, she's the fucking victim in all this, and here we are arguing about the legality of it, right?
But this is my only point to all of this. With a lot of this stuff that, can I just elaborate a little bit if we have time?
Yeah, go ahead.
There was this conversation I have had with a personal friend of mine who is, by the way, one of the most sane people to talk to in regards to rape and stuff like this, right?
Right.
But the moment Bill Cosby came up in conversation, I swear to God, she was like, I just don't believe it. I don't think he can do that. I'm like, oh my God, what are you talking about? I'm like, well, I just don't believe that these women, why did they wait so long? I'm like, but didn't you agree with the Harvey Weinstein situations? Didn't you agree with the Kevin Spacey situation, with George Takei? Why Bill Cosby? You know,
she likes Bill Cosby.
Exactly. And this is my thing with this. This is my problem with a lot of people who go against the grain. The reason why people like Alex Jones has such a huge following. We come up with this theory, this potential, what if it didn't happen? Blah, 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 blah. Because forget the law part, right? I'm going solely on the humanity part of this.
Yeah.
And we come up with a reason why, well, you know, she was wearing such a short dress, or she was at the wrong time, at the wrong place at the wrong time. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, this is not, this goes even broader than that. We can go into the whole Trayvon Martin thing. We can go into the, what's the woman's name? Sandra something. You know, there's so much, there's so much of this, and it's enough sometimes. Like, I've read so much of these stories. This is really kind of just a rant. I've read so much of the stories where we constantly go against the grain, and we just don't look at what the facts are. You know, these are the facts. This is what happened, and for us to allow Brock Turner to have so many chances, you know,
well, it'll be upsetting if it gets overturned and he just ends up with like a lesser misdemeanor of sexual assault and not a rape. You know, I guess legally, if he didn't enter her, he gets to
murder.
I was just using that as an example. I
agree. No, I get your point, and I that's the rationale speaking, and that makes sense, right? And
that's my whole thing. I don't want to be a fucking victim blamer. I don't want to be that guy that's like, well, you shouldn't have put yourself in that situation. I don't like being that fucking guy. But at the same point in time, I'm just tired of the witch hunting. I am tired of the brigading. I am tired of people jumping to fucking conclusions before the facts are known. Yeah. And, you know, if I have to, you know, at the sake of sounding like a fucking asshole or what have you, then so be it. You know what I mean? It's just, I'm just so tired of how quick we are to be fucking judge, jury, and executioner nowadays. True. Like, it really does bother me. It truly does. Now, again, I'm not making excuses for that guy. As far as I'm concerned, take him out back, put a bullet in his fucking head. You know what I mean? Rape is one of those examples of mine where it's like, well, you've lost your fucking right to be counted a member of this society. Yeah. You know?
I think our thing here,
and it doesn't matter if it's a technical rape or whatever.
No, I don't give a fuck. You victimize somebody.
Yeah, well, I don't want to put anybody on the spot when I say this. I think the reason why Arthur and I are quite strong on this is because we may or may not have personal experiences, and it's very, very rough. Let me tell you, it's rough to hear a person kind of speak on something, and it is, you know what I mean? And it's quick. It's a quick little thing, and that's it. Forever, you'll be that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Always. That's why I also, you guys have heard me off the air constantly say, but there are also some people who choose to never speak about it.
Yeah.
And that's okay too, because I feel like I had a huge argument with a friend who said, well, but why? Well, I guess I'm outing myself in this sense. Why don't you speak about your experience? Because I don't want to. Because I will not be called a victim of something. I'm not.
That, and it also enters into the realm of virtue signaling, and you don't want to be a fucking virtue signaler. You know what I mean? Like, like even when I was accused of that shit, I don't use that to fucking bolster my side in arguments or to make my opinion matter more. Because even at that point in time, it does get into the realm of victim blaming. Yeah. And I'm not about that shit. You know what I mean? But yeah, my personal experience in high school with fucking, you know, almost being known as a fucking rapist really did solidify my views in the, well, I'm not going to fucking, you know, make up my mind until I know what's up.
Exactly.
And the law is the rule. But this guy, I mean, I still don't see any other way that you can call it anything other than a fucking rape. I truly don't. Whether he fucking penetrated the girl or fucking not, whether or not he was sober enough to even get erect, I don't give a fuck. The intention was there to fucking force himself on sexually to a fucking woman who could barely fucking stand up.
First of all, we put people in jail for attempted murder.
Right?
Why don't we put people in jail for attempted rape?
Right?
This is ridiculous. We let them get away. We put them on a fucking list. That doesn't stop anybody. Let's be frank. It doesn't stop anybody from I'm not here to ruin people's lives. I really honestly don't care about your life being ruined or not. That's not my goal here. But we have to be held responsible also, like as a society, for how we let people function after the fact. This guy is a rich, he comes from a privileged family. He's gonna walk away with an okay life. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh, he'll go work at one of his daddy's buddies' firms and do fine.
And I think that's the most frustrating part about this whole fucking thing is that he didn't learn his lesson. He doesn't feel bad for what he did.
And then
all his apologizing is bullshit because, again, like, I talk shit about the whole term white privilege all the time, but I mean, you can't equate this to anything else.
Yeah.
You truly can't. You can't even tell me this is class privilege. No, it's not. Because if this is one of fucking P. Diddy's kids, whose dad is worth more money than this fucking guy's dad, same fucking thing. That those kids would be fucking rotting in prison right now.
This is the perfect example of that. Like, I'm not one to always throw away white privilege as well. This, though,
it's a great example.
Absolutely. Well, even when the judge initially sentenced him and said, this is going to hurt his university and his career and his swimming. I don't give a fuck. What did it hurt all
think about that before he did what he did?
Like,
you know what I mean? Did he think about that?
And the fact that judge has pretty much been forgotten about and people aren't, still
he lost in the election.
Well, that's good.
Oh, wow. That's a good point.
When the election came back up.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm happy, though, that I think in the 45 era, and I'm going to now try to be a little bit more careful about mentioning his name, I will say people are more aware of what's going on. And I'm very happy about that because I feel like people are finally tuning in to what they need to tune into. Instead of tuning into, we gonna be lit. We're tuning into what's going on. Like this whole Nia case. Is it Nia or Naya or whatever?
Nia, the BART train? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That. Like people are actually, celebrities are speaking out on something that I don't even think they probably would have had any idea about.
Well, that's the one good thing. When you look at social media, that's the one good thing about the internet is that we are, like a lot of injustices might have been brushed under the carpet in smaller towns or just, not made it. Now we do see more injustices. And yes, we do pull our hair and we rant at like stupid things too. But, if we can cast a light on injustices around the world even, I mean, I guess
it's not even that. We can also fucking express instant rage, rightfully. It's not like, like I would have to, like, think of Columbine. I didn't know that shit was going on until I was at home and the fucking 6 p.m. news came on. But right now, I'd be on Reddit on my phone going apeshit, getting fucking livid mad about it, right? So, like...
Well, let's talk about when 45 met with Putin and how he, basically was, giving him a handy right on camera. And then when he got on his plane and saw the whole entire conservative people were angry at him, except for, 4 or 5 of them, he flip-flopped immediately because he knew it was completely unpopular. So, instant rage can help us sometimes.
It can. Yeah. But that whole thing was just a fucking clusterfuck from the get-go.
Oh my God. I don't even want to talk about it.
No, I know.
Yeah. I don't either. That's why I kind of want.
Let's talk about something cool. Something cool. And I kind of like this story because I like when I don't like thieves. I don't like sneaks. And I love this. So here's the story coming out of Ottawa. You had a senior couple, an elderly couple who'd gone to the casino and won some money. And so this is an 81-year-old man. So they're at the ATM machine to put their winnings into the bank. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's not, 1 o'clock in the morning. It's, the middle of the day. They're at the bank machine. A man beside them asked them for some help because he pretended he didn't know what he was doing. He grabbed their money envelope and then ran away. The 81-year-old man did not roll over, though. He chased him down in his car, cornered him in an alley. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. I thought that was just the movies. And then he got out of the car, struggled with the thief, and got his money back. And this guy still got caught and arrested too. This 44-year-old man got his ass kicked by an 81-year-old.
Wait, you're telling me that it wasn't a good guy with the gun that stopped him?
It was not. It
Holy
was an
fucking shit.
An 81-year-old man with a car.
Oh God, Arthur, I love
Holy fucking shit! It wasn't a good guy with a gun.
It was not.
Fucking Christ.
Arthur's humor literally makes me laugh with that because I've said in multiple situations, it's like, where was the gun?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And people are always like, oh, you're always turning something political. No, I'm not. It was really meant to be shady. Like, in
exactly.
Daily it's meant to be shady. Where's the gun?
Here's the thing. This thief didn't have a gun, obviously. And our hero didn't have a gun. So, it just came down to really, I guess, 81-year-old.
Can we just put up the disclaimer again? None of us are against guns. Nobody here wants to ban guns. No. I just want to put that up because I don't want to be labeled that. You know what I mean? Like, no one's against that here, but we're just making the point.
Fantastic. But my other favorite part of the story is now that this 44-year-old guy's got to go to prison, and people are going to be like, he's got no cred in prison.
Oh no, he's he's gonna be someone's girlfriend. Like, I'm not trying to fucking glorify prison rape, but this guy is, he's a prime candidate for it. You victimize the elderly. Like, as fucking weird as it is, and it kind of irks me a little to even be happy with it, I do like prisoners kind of code. You don't fuck with kids, you don't fuck with children. If we find out that you did either of those, like, you're going to be my girlfriend.
Yeah.
It's a rough thing to say. Like, it's a rough thing. Like, yeah, man, you go and you rape that convict, but it's how am I supposed to feel bad? Like, you just tried to victimize a bunch of fucking elderly people. Like, I don't feel bad if some guy makes you his girlfriend.
That Larry Nasser, that one that abused all those U.S. Olympic gymnasts, he got beat up and he's being harassed and threatened in jail, and now he's crying the blues. Well, too bad, buddy. Yeah. How many hundreds of girls did you abuse and terrify and scare?
See, that's my thing about people who don't take accountability for their actions. It's so important that you kind of... I'm the type of person, before I do something bad or good, I know what the results will be.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm prepared for it. But a lot of the times I find that when someone makes a decision, they just kind of do it and think, oh, why are they responding the way that they're responding to me? Well, did you maybe think that what you did would have this kind of a response? You know what I mean? Like, you have to, if you're going to do a crime, try to think out the
he thought that he had an easy mark and a couple old people, right?
Yep.
Like, they're vulnerable for a reason. Well, this guy was not. I love this guy. I love him.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing too. I'm not going to sit here and tell fucking elderly people, like, hey, go throw your life on the line.
No.
But fucking stand up for yourself. Because now there will be other people out there that'll go, oh, well, maybe fucking Granny's a little sprier than I thought, and I shouldn't try to victimize this fucking person. But,
exactly.
Who knows? No, good on them. Fucking A. And, Ottawa's becoming quite a bit of a fucking shithole for this stuff.
I heard that downtown's pretty rough now.
It's pretty fucking bad, which is a shame, but it's not going to go anywhere unless, average citizens start standing up for them fucking selves.
Yeah.
And without shooting randomly through fucking doors. Let's throw that one in there.
But this is very important. I think this day and age that we're living in, the amount of activism, or what did they call it? The activism that people are doing on the phone. But the amount of voices that I think I hear on a daily basis now, it really it enlightens me and makes me so happy because we're starting to realize what we can do together.
Yeah.
And what we can do when we're united, opposed to when we do it apart from each other. More marches, more protests. I was just reading this article. Like, we have more going on now than we did before. I feel like
fantastic.
Finally people are active. We're not just on fucking social media going, oh my God, I saw this post and let me retweet it. And like, oh my God. But now we're actually doing something.
It's because there's real anger. And what's going on right now is affecting a lot of people's real lives, right? So, I get it. But no, it is nice to see. It is.
Well, look at what's going on. What just happened today on the news with, I'm sorry to bring this up, the Facebook stock dropping significantly.
Yeah.
Because people are now tired of the shit of Mark Zuckerberg. You know what I mean? The fact that we forget the whole Hawaii thing in his house over there and all that bullshit. That doesn't really matter as much. But now people are really kind of angry. Oh, you did a secret phone call when he won the election and you did that shadily? Okay, so you did this and you were part of the reason why our, what do you call that? Our information was put out? Oh,
well,
okay.
The information was hacked and then, you know, yeah.
So now people are, you know, like, I guess people are finally revolting against.
Well, do you remember, let's go to the next story. And I want to ask Ryan, do you remember when we had our old show we had a radio station and we had our show and you talked about 3D printed guns and I literally had no clue what you were talking about. I could not understand the concept. I really thought it was just like a piece of paper that got printed and I did not understand how you could make a 3D printed gun. It's the old person to me. But so, you know, that technology has come crazily far. They're printing hearts, they're printing houses for people in like refugee camps. Well, starting August 1st, gun rights activists have reached a settlement with the government that will allow them to post and share how to print a 3D printable gun.
What country is this in to be?
In America.
Okay.
In America. It's called the Liberator. It's a one-shot gun. Now there is something called the Undetectable Firearms Act, which means you have to have metal parts. So if you go through a scanner, you have to be detectable. So it has to include a metal firing pin and another piece of metal. But there you go. You have a one-shot gun. Now, I mean, we're trying to get gun control. We're trying to get gun registries, and now you can make just a gun so I can go and just shoot anybody I want anyway.
Yeah.
This is the NRA.
I mean, it's pretty fucking stupid, in all honesty. I mean, it's a plastic fucking gun. Guns are combustion chambers. Like, why would you? Okay, like whatever. I don't fucking care. It's stupid, but
yeah. And like the thing is like, okay, so now you don't have. If I go and I shoot somebody and I kill somebody with a 3D printed gun that's available online. How are they going to I mean, you know, there's no ballistics to track me.
Well, there has to be. There's no way you're firing a bullet from a plastic barrel. The barrel will have to be metal, meaning it still has rifling, meaning that that bullet's still traceable to said gun.
Okay.
Right? Because
I didn't read that and I don't know enough about it to be honest.
As far as I know with rifling, and I mean I'm probably wildly fucking wrong, that's what's identifiable.
Okay.
Like that's what makes the bullets identifiable is the travel pattern coming out of the barrel of the gun. So I would have to think, I mean, again, I'm not an expert on this shit, but I would have to imagine that, you know, it would still be traceable to some degree. But what the fuck is, like, you can't force me to register something I've made.
Exactly.
I was going to say,
That's the thing that I don't particularly like about this.
The shit that we laughed at. What was it? The guy that had the bomb on the plane and he had it in his underwear, whatever the case was.
Oh, the underwear bomber.
Yeah, the underwear bomber. Like, wasn't this the shit we made fun of people for?
Yeah.
And now we took a concept that that we condemned, homemade bombs, homemade explosives, the whole situation that happened in Boston, the Boston Marathon. Yeah. We made fun of people for homemade stuff and we condemned it. Now we're allowing this. What's stopping, right, somebody from saying, let's say, well, now that this is allowed, what if I push the law? Because this is what I hate about the whole pushing thing. Push the law to the extent of, let me print out an Uzi. If I could.
Yeah.
You know, all you really need is just 60 rounds. That's 60 bullets. You know, that
as easy as it is to get a gun in America, why do you got to print one?
That's what I said. Oh, whatever.
Like, it's so easy. Just open a bank account and get a gun, right?
Don't give people ideas now.
I saw that in Bowling for Columbine. That actually has happened. Or, you know, freaking enter a draw for school and get a gun. Like, I've seen that happening, you know? Like, I didn't invent that. People in America did.
I don't have a problem with people wanting to have guns. I just don't feel.
No, I don't either.
Anybody should have 8 guns. Like,
agree. I don't think anybody should have more than 5 guns. I don't even care if you're a collector. I just think enough is enough, and I don't think anybody should have these crazy high capacity shotguns.
But then I have to ask the ultimate question of what the hell are you going to use all of this for? Fill out a form. Give us a reason why you have
to take over the government when they try to come for your guns.
Oh, okay. No one's coming for the government today, but okay. You know?
Well, they're always coming. They're always coming.
People like Alex Jones, like they like to put that in your head, and I think that's part of the issue that we're having right now. Is there's just a state of paranoia on both ends. That.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the paranoia, and everybody's telling you about how they're coming for your guns, and they're just constantly trying to take it away.
Or that they're just coming for you in general.
Yeah.
Really, when you think about it, they're just coming for you. They just want to take your life. They want to take your rights away. All of this stuff. It's that's part of the issue.
So let's go on to our next story. This story makes me really sad and angry at the same time. So we talked about the lady from Arizona who was having the non-viable pregnancy, and she was prescribed a pill to help her, have the baby leave. It wasn't really an abortion because the baby was dying, right? Or was dead. So the pharmacist refused to give her the prescription, and she only has a few days, to take these pills, and it was a whole big shit show. Well, that was a Walgreens, and they stood behind the employee because this is one of the states that you're allowed to refuse to fill a prescription on religious or moral grounds. Well, here comes a story from Arizona again. We have a transgendered woman who's seeking her hormone medications, and when she went to fill the prescription, the pharmacist gave her a hard time, asked her a lot of questions in front of other customers loudly, embarrassed her, made her mortified, and then rejected to fill her prescription. Now in this case, CVS has fired the pharmacist and said, you need to tell us ahead of time. So they would have stood by this pharmacist if they had basically ahead of time said, I don't want to help transgendered people get their hormone medicine because of my moral reasons or my religious reasons. But because that pharmacist had not done that, they were able to fire the pharmacist. Just give people their freaking medicine. Stay out of their business.
Well, what's stopping a Jehovah's Witness freaking pharmacist who, Jehovah's Witness people don't believe in, I think, blood transfusions. They don't believe in
everything.
Yeah, almost everything.
Everything.
Stopping people from obtaining, life-saving drugs.
Well, a Jehovah's would not be in a position where they were like a nurse or something anyway, right?
We don't know that. See, here, that's the thing is that we don't know that. That's part of the reason why it becomes scary is that people can easily now go into these fields, both in the bad side and in the good side, go into these fields and say, I'm going to then put upon you my beliefs.
Yeah. It's just crazy to me that this is,
They're a pharmacist. They are essentially a medical health professional. You had to go to school for this shit. Technically you are just a glorified fucking cashier. But at the same point in time, that what you're doing, it's people's medicine and shit. You have no, I don't care about your moral obligations. Fuck you. Fuck you. Who the fuck are you to fucking call this poor fucking woman out and try to embarrass her like that for one?
Exactly.
Fuck you. And then you want to use the argument of the religious high ground? Fuck you. What high ground do you fucking have? Your piety is a fucking lie.
Exactly. It's just your bigotry.
You know what I mean? I'm so sick and tired of, and I've been sick and tired of this shit for fucking years about these fucking religious idiots using the religion as a fucking shield for them to be complete fucking monsters. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Because I was reading this on Reddit today, and I got real fucking mad when I was reading this because just fuck you. Don't take a fucking job, especially in the health sector, whatever, if you have moral obligations to how some people live their fucking lives. So you don't like gay people, so if a gay guy fucking, you're a nurse, he comes in with a fucking shot, he's a bullet wound, you're like, marriage is between fucking Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve, you gotta die now, fuck you.
Do no harm is their first thing, and they're sworn to help people.
But that's pushing the limits. We're talking about the commonsensical stuff, right?
Yeah.
Let's take it to, because people who work in healthcare could be those serving you food at the hospital.
Yeah.
What's stopping that person from saying, well, you're a meat eater and I'm a vegan. I don't want to give you food.
Right.
Yeah.
What's going on here? We're pushing boundaries, and this is the whole Supreme Court ruling on the cake situation, the baker.
The cake,
you guys know, you've heard my opinion on it, and I was very much kind of a little bit happy, actually, about the ruling. However, I've had to kind of take my step back because I've realized, and this is what you call growth. 45, this is what you call growth. I've had to take a little bit of a step back because I've realized this now opens a shit ton of doors where essentially somebody could deny me as a gay man, could deny me access to insurance because of my, they want to call it lifestyle or my sexual orientation, or that all of a sudden a Burger King worker can say, well, I'm not going to serve you because I don't like Asians.
Yeah. And that's where it's going to be going. You know, like you had the restaurant in, I want to say it was in Michigan somewhere, the pizza place that was like, we don't want to serve Muslims. Do you remember? And it's like, how can you do that?
Again,
well, we're banning them from coming to the country.
Yeah.
I'm fairly staunch on if it's a private business, I can refuse service to whomever I want for whatever fucking reason I want, whether it be racist or fucking homophobia or whatever. I think I should have that right. But this is why I don't think that fucking healthcare should be privatized. Because to allow a bigot to have, you know, a chokehold essentially over someone's fucking life, no, fuck you. You know, you know, getting a fucking prescription filled for your hormone therapy is not the same as getting a fucking wedding cake. The wedding cake's not going to fucking kill me if I don't get it. You know what I mean? Or what fucking have you. It's not going to be detrimental to my health.
That you're that much of like, to me, like you're like to me, a pharmacist is a doctor, a scientist, right? How are you in a sort of scientific medical field if you're that religious? Like, I don't understand it. Like, you know, then every death is God's will, right?
Yeah.
So how are you giving somebody their heart medicine? How are you giving them insulin? How are you giving them, you know, vaccinations?
Vaccinations, yeah. Like, yeah, how are you going to provide me with the flu shot? Isn't dying of the flu fucking part of God's plan for me? Like, doesn't that go against your fucking morality?
You know,
I mean, again, I have no beef with people's faith. You know what I mean? Faith is fine. I see no beef with faith. But when you start biting down on the fucking religious and doctrine fucking bullet, I start to get really angry and combative, you know?
And hurting other people's lives because of it.
And that's why I start to get combative. It's because it's never, I mean, they all like to fucking pretend like they're taking the moral high ground, but you're not. You are just being a fucking monster. Like, you're just doing it, you know?
Yeah. Everybody's taking the moral motherfucking high ground nowadays.
Oh, God. If only people had freaking morality.
Right? And that's the whole fucking thing. Like, I mean, I thought the whole point of these organized religions was to teach love and acceptance and peace and fucking. But apparently, it's nothing to teach fucking racism and fucking homophobia. Yeah. So, like, I mean, so I.
And don't forget to skim some money from the, you know, the poor bastards that give you 20% of their earnings.
Well, if Jesus didn't want me to have a private plane, he wouldn't have fucking invented them, right?
I have to look good for Jesus on Sunday, so I need my freaking, you know, Hugo Boss suit. Is that even a suit? I don't know.
Well, but remember, we deny them access to our church when the freaking hurricane is happening. Joel Osteen.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, and that wasn't until social media got a hold of it and started fucking freaking out that he finally was like, "Oh shit!
His followers still follow him and give him all the money.
Yeah. Of course. God speaks directly through him.
I blocked a girl who 100% was sharing Joel Osteen and his wife's tweets like 5 times a day. I'm like, nope.
Oh, yeah?
You're done. Sorry.
I would have had a lot of fun with that.
I just blocked it. I can't be down with that. Let's get on to our final story. And this is a sad story. Sad and scary at the same time because it shows you how insane some of these people are. So we know that there's a lot of drugs in Colombia. We know that there's some big, you know, drug gangs.
Oh, is there?
One of the biggest one is called, sorry for my Spanish people, Euro Buenos. They have put a 200 million peso, which is equivalent to $70,000 American.
Yep.
A hit out after somebody who's really kind of stopped them in their drug trade. And this is a German Shepherd drug sniffing dog named Sombra. They want to kill a dog because she caught a 10-ton shipment of cocaine.
And is also responsible for like 460 arrests of that drug gang. Yeah. I get it. I'm gonna sympathize with the fucking criminals here for a second, but I kind of get it. I mean, look, is drug dealing fucking cool? No, not really. Do I benefit from it? Fucking A, I do. But you know, this is what they do. They're criminals, man. Like, you know, you're still fucking with their livelihood. You can't really fault them for wanting to fucking.
I mean, it's one dog. It doesn't know. It's just doing what it's been trained to do. This is not an intentional thing. Like, this is ridiculous. You think the next dog's not gonna fucking sniff out shit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Are we questioning the morality of guys that behead people in the jungle with fucking dull knives? Like, is that what we're talking about?
No, it's not the morality. It's just the stupidness of it. Because the next dog's just gonna come along, and now they're just going to be shooting random German shepherds in the town.
No, they know this dog. Like, this dog's fucking famous in Colombia. Yeah, because it is.
Okay, but I mean, like, it's just a German shepherd. She's not that distinctive looking.
No.
She's beautiful, but
it's a pretty dog. But I mean, I get it. I get it. I kind of sympathize with them a little bit. I mean, fuck, that's $1 billion industry, and they're fucking with it. Like, you know, if I'm making fucking billions of dollars a year, legally or not, and you try to fuck with that. Yeah, I might put a hit out on you. Like,
oh my god, it's just a doggy that doesn't know any better. Like, that's just its job. That's awful. I don't like that. These criminals have really become lowlifes, in my opinion.
They've become lowlifes. Like, so now they just suddenly cross the fucking lowlife line, eh?
Yes. I mean, I was okay with them before, you know, trying to make money to help their families. But now it's just gone too far.
An entire fucking family and put them in a burn barrel. Who cares? Puppies, fuck you.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
What if it was like a drug sniffing fucking gerbil? Would you have the same? Or a peacock? Better yet.
No, yes, right? Peacocks are so dumb too. It's not its fault. It's just doing what it does.
It's so freaking dumb to deal with a gerbil. Oh my god.
Where's that gerbil going up?
Well, you'd have to imagine a drug sniffing gerbil would be pretty fucking effective. Who's looking around for gerbils? For one. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to see the fucking gerbil rooting around in my fucking, well, I guess I would because I'm hooping it, so I think I would notice.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I get it. No fucking human's going to be like, oh, you know, fucking, yeah, I killed that dog, you know, but I kind of.
I mean, I guess it would be easier to kill a dog than a human, but, you know, and if you kill humans, it's nothing to kill a dog. I just think it's like the dumbest thing because, you know, another dog's just going to take its place.
But not one that's that good. And that I think that's the nuance that we're missing within the story. It's not the fact that they're just about killing all drug-sniffing dogs. It's just this dog was ridiculously fucking good at its job.
Yeah, she's found 5.3 tons and another 4 tons and 10 million tons. Yeah,
and when we're talking billions of dollars, these guys are going to, you know, they have no beef with murdering your entire family. Over a slight, like over you looking at them fucking wrong. They will kill every single person you've ever fucking loved. Now a dog that gets in the way of them making their money, oh fuck yeah, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, you know, like there's no
bitch.
Yeah. I mean, poor fucking pups, you know, but
they've moved Somber to the airport where she'll hopefully be a little safer than just on the, you know, out in the streets.
Yeah. So. They're not, I mean, I've seen so many of this shit. I mean, I've professed my fucking fascination with gore and shit on the show before, and you know I do watch a lot of the stuff coming out of South America and Latin America and what have you, and most of these threats are just that they're just vacant threats. Like, they, you know, to honestly fucking capture and kill a fucking police dog, I mean, it's not the easiest thing. The police dog lives with the cop.
Yeah.
You know what the cops are fishing at? Shooting at fucking drug dealers, though.
But that's part of the problem, I think, Arthur, is that we are. And I have to say this, and I hope you're not offended when I say this, we're so privileged in this country that is not a reality.
Oh, no.
However, in Colombia, in
Brazil,
like, I don't want to say the wrong countries, I don't want to be killed.
Like, anywhere fucking south of New Mexico?
Yes.
I'll fucking say it. I don't even care. Anywhere south of New Mexico, you don't fuck around. Those boys will fucking kill you. You will end up in a burn barrel.
Well, but this is kind of like what was going on in... Okay, so in the Philippines, the drug culture, I guess?
Yeah,
the drug culture is... Oh my god, we're talking like Yakuza-style fucking...
Yeah, it's getting crazy in the Philippines.
Nuts. It is absolutely nuts. That's kind of one of the things that I thought... maybe Duterte had done very well was try to get a control of this and grasp of this, because it was huge. They ran prisons, for God's sake.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They have no problem killing a fucking dog. You know what I mean? They have no problem going to the house, killing the whole family and the dog, and they'll be like, yeah, that was me, motherfucker. Like,
well, you think like this, like most of these guys are taking their cues, especially in Colombia, from fucking Pablo Escobar. What that guy do when people pissed him off? He blew up government buildings. You know what I mean? So they're just ramping that up.
No
so,
hesitation.
Yeah, right. So the murder of a police dog, especially one that's fucked with them so fucking much. Oh yeah, I get it.
Millions of dollars worth of stuff. Yeah.
Well, that's the crazy thing, right? Like, it's one of the reasons why I have a lot of respect for Border Patrol agents. I mean, you're out there. Your face is fucking there. You're there capturing fucking, you know, huge drug shipments and shit. Like, that takes some fucking balls, man.
Yes, it does.
You know, and I mean, I give a lot of respect to those fucking dudes, because I wouldn't do it.
Yeah, and you've seen in the border towns where, like, you know, not just politicians, journalists, you know, have been, their whole families have been killed. So
it's not a game to get into if you're not fucking, you know, if you're not willing to, well, fucking unfortunately bury every single person you know.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things. I'm sorry, I thought you were going to say something, Jacqueline.
No.
Oh, I was just going to say, it's one of those things that when you talk about drug use or the drug culture in other countries, we're talking completely different storylines here. We are not discussing what, you know what I mean? Like, we're not discussing what happens in maybe Canada or in the United States, where you caught like the drug dealer guy and it's like, okay, no problem. There, it is like, I will find your whole fucking family and murder them.
Well, that's the difference between so we obviously have a drug culture in the U.S. and in Canada. I mean, that's fucking painfully obvious. But we are drug consumers, so there is a lot of money, but not as much as the drug manufacturers are fucking pulling in. Those guys, I mean, it's no fucking joke. When I say billions of dollars, the last time I heard of any of the Zetas, the Los Zetas cartel, of their cash shipments getting fucking seized. They're weighing their money in dump trucks because they don't even have the fucking time to weigh it by the pound anymore. They have to weigh a dump truck full of fucking money to understand how much money they made. Like, think about that. That's fucking hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars seized, and they don't even bat an eye because there's another 7, 8 of them fucking coming over, right? But if you, like, if you're, you know, Border Patrol officer and you are consistently or constantly in the fray of capturing their shit, I'm guaranteeing you're going to disappear, and members of your family are going to disappear.
That's why I think a lot of them get bought off, because it's like it's not worth dying for.
Oh fuck! Right? You know, I've said this before. You know, as a kid, I kind of wanted to be a police officer, but then I realized that how easily I'd be corrupted.
Yeah.
The first time, no, seriously, the first time somebody said, "Oh, you're from here, and this is your address, and this is who you," I'd be like, "All right, man, what do you want? What do you need?"
Yeah.
Seriously, because that life's terrifying, man. Like, the last thing, you know, you take a fucking job and you're just doing your job. Now, you know, I don't think these Border Patrol agents are fucking staunchly anti-drug and shit. It's just part of the job, is to collect drugs and drug money. But they're throwing their lives on the line for just doing their jobs, right? So
they are.
I mean, you're not going to pay me $40,000 a year for me to fucking put my family's lives in danger. It's not happening.
That's why I have so much respect for those who literally serve their lives for us, for our safety. This is where your tax money goes to. It's part of socialism. Sorry, Meghan McCain.
Dirty communists.
This is where socialism. This is the best thing about socialism, is that it's meant to protect us. But I'm one person to admit I can never do that. I give a lot of respect to those who serve us every single day, who put themselves on the front line, and knowing that the moment you step out the door, you could be killed.
I actually had a good conversation with a guy about this. He was talking about cops in New York, about how a lot of the police that are policing aren't from the community. And I said to him, I'm like, well, you can't imagine that many guys growing up and living in the same community are going to want to police it, because if they arrest you or anything, you know where they live, you know who their family are, you know, the chance for retaliation and reprisal is way too high.
It's not the same as back in the 40s and 30s and the 20s where the beat cops were from the neighborhood.
Yeah, where you could literally have neighborhood cops, right? And I mean, especially now with how kind of violent our crime is, right? Because, you know, I mean, not to say now, because I mean, obviously, St. Valentine's Day massacre and shit. There's been fucking horrible stuff forever, but
always, yeah.
You know, I agree in a sense that you should have some connection to the community that you are a peace officer in. You know, I can respect that ideal, but at the same point in time, to think that I have to live and be a part of your community to police it? No.
Well, you imagine you're a cop in South Central and you're living in the same neighborhood, right? Policing.
Oh my God!
Right?
Yeah,
I just arrested 6 of my neighbors for getting into a fucking gunfight, and now I have to worry about their fucking friends coming and shooting my fucking home up, right? Like, it was just a weird argument for me. Like, I don't know.
Or, you know, just imagine now you're picking up, oh, there's my cousin Tommy, and now I'm arresting my brother, and here's my, you know, my mom's turning tricks, or whatever.
That I would love. If I were to become a cop, I'd definitely become a cop in fucking New Glasgow, Nova Scotia, so I could arrest my uncles flat out all the time. Well, you're drunk again, asshole. Breach probation.
That's what Marley wants to be. She wants to be a cop. Well, she actually wants to be forensics.
Forensics,
But you have to be a cop for at least 3 years before
she's the enemy.
Oh, good luck there.
So...
You know,
but there is someone in the family she would like to arrest, so.
Yeah? Well, fuck her. She's got nothing on me.
Not you.
I cleaned up. Like, I cleaned up. You ain't got shit on me.
It's all about to be legal. It's all about to be legal. But I want to say before we end the show, just because Arthur was talking about his love of gore and these weird movies, have you seen the Poughkeepsie tapes?
What is that?
It's a movie, and it's from about maybe 10 years ago, and it's a found footage style movie where they find these torture porn tapes, I guess. Yeah. Okay. It was kind of interesting. You should watch it.
I will definitely look into that.
Yeah, it was good. I watched it over the weekend, I think, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, sounds like fun.
Well, no, they find it's like, you know, it's this guy who kills people, but like he tapes them, and they find over 800 videotapes, and you know, people have to watch them, and they reveal what's on the tapes a little bit at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that shit, it's not really anything to laugh at. That shit really fucking happens.
Yeah, well, exactly. And there's one scene I actually had to rewind. Well, I guess not the word rewind, but I had to go back and look because I was like, did I just see what I think I saw? And I did see what I thought I saw. That's all I'll say. It was a little shocking. Well, I don't want to spoil it for Arthur.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, so he kidnaps this woman and her husband or her boyfriend. And in the tape, you see it, and the guy slowly, you know, very slowly zooming out. He's waking her up, and when she wakes up, she's all like, you know, like, oh, what's going on? And when it pulls out, he's taken her man's head and put it inside her stomach cavity like a baby.
Oh, okay. Can you?
And the face is just there inside her stomach. It was really gross.
That sounds like a fun movie.
Yeah, it was pretty gross. That's one of the grosser things I've seen in a movie.
That's nothing, Ryan. I could tell you fucking things I've seen that were real that would fucking like it would keep you up at night, man.
I'm
pregnant. I'm sorry, like you know why I have really no respect for the drug cartels is because of the fucking videos they release. Like
I couldn't watch those. I know somebody has to watch them so that you know the world's aware. I couldn't watch them.
Oh no, I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. In all honesty,
yeah.
Like you know, I've said it before, talking about my fascination with real life gore. It's fucking weird, and I know I'm weird for watching it. But I am fascinated by not only the fragility of human life, but I'm also fascinated by how fucking scummy we can fucking be as a species. It truly is fascinating to me, and I have really witnessed how fucking scummy human beings are to other human beings.
We are. We are.
There's just one little thing you can Google called jungle justice, and it's been going on for fucking years.
Don't Google it, people.
It'll fucking change your mind on the entire element of mob mentality. Like you will fucking realize like how just fucking worthless as a species we fucking are.
Yeah. Well, on that bright note.
Yeah. I'm all about the happiness.
Have a good week. Thanks for listening. Thanks to you too, Chantel, one of our new listeners.
Mm-hmm.
Hope you come back and listen. And we'll be back on Monday at 6:30. Bye.
Take care.